Hi, I think I've got this trend bug in my mind. Last time I spoke about coziness and how that's becoming a trend. And while I was saying, what am I going to talk about, right? And it has to be something exciting, I turned to fashion. And I think fashion mirrors what's happening in real life. And what I picked up is, if you look at the fashion week, psychedelic prints are in. And it's not just that the fashion designer sat there and said, let's do this. But I think psychedelic prints are confusing, chaotic, they're bold, they're mind-bending prints. And the reason for that is because the whole pandemic that has happened to us has also been very chaotic. It has been confusing. And psychedelic also draws in from something, the phenomena of the 90s, which is the magic eye opt-out art. And there's something called the magic eye dressing. And the magic eye dressing is about putting abstract figures that get revealed when you keep looking at it. It just draws you in. And I feel a trend that designers are going into this because I think it does something to our mind, right? Because these are patterns, these are geometric figures, these are mashup of different things, bold prints, patchwork. And what the eye tries to do is try to look for those patterns because everything is in such a disarray, right? And we, by nature, want to make sense of things. And what psychedelic prints or magic eye dressing does, it just denies you of that. And you want to get drawn into, and you want to try figuring that out. But why am I saying all of this? Because I think when I talk about trends and I talk about fashion trends, how that really impacts us, I picked up two words. I think because what the pandemic has done to us, right? There was isolation and boredom. I think what we're going to see is hedonism and carefree. These two words are going to be two important words, and I'm just going to break this down for you. When I say hedonism and carefree, you're going to see a lot of carefree spirit, less traditional approach into the way people are going to be dressing. The second important thing when you're looking at psychedelic, in fact, fashion psychologists say that psychedelic fashion borrows from nostalgia. It talks about festivals, it talks of, a long, beautiful summer. It talks about vibrancy, it talks about collectivism, it talks about participation, it talks about meeting people, right? When you look at those bold colors. And the reason for that is because of the isolation and boredom. And what the fashion designers are trying to do is evoke those emotions, those memories, those desires so that we don't forget them. Because we've had a whole year of craving for social, sensory, tactile and visual experiences. And that is the reason for the psychedelic prints. The third reason, which I found very interesting, is that when you look at the fashion world, most of everything went online, right? The fashion week or whatever they're doing right now is online. And when you look at the psychedelic prints, they actually draw you in. In fact, if you look at the magic eye dressing, it's actually hypnotizing. It's in fact, a lot of work has been done, but it looks like it's almost like taking a caffeine shot. It's almost like a dopamine hit. And if you look at, they did the brain mapping and they found that it generates alpha waves and actually makes you very happy when you keep looking at those prints. But the larger reason for fashion designers moving to psychedelic prints is that in the online world, if they don't grab your attention, if your eye can see a pattern and registers a pattern, you just move on. And that is why psychedelic prints, they're bringing in the complexity, visual complexity. And the more the visual complexity, the more you're going to be drawn in and you need the tactile, visual, social experiences. I think the fashion world, in fact, is going to inspire the way we are going to move out of this pandemic. I feel that is going to be, as one of these fashion designers says, you're going to max out on color and you're going to max out on volume. So you're going to see people dressing up loud, bold, big prints and not shying away from this. If you like what I say and you want to know more, reach out to me.